Okay guys, so part 2 of this video. So we collate knowledge and information from all sources across the whole of the plane, the part of the planet that we can see. We do this from the perspective of non-compartmentalization, and we do this through the point of looking to enlighten oneself, and we do this from an occult perspective. So if we're not doing this from a cult perspective, what happens is if we're doing it from an esoteric perspective, then we think that everything is New Age. No, not everything is New Age. New Age is based on imbalances. Occultism is everywhere. Occultism is the backing, is the base of the matrix. The matrix that you see, the base of it is occulted. So everything that is, all the mechanisms and everything that's happening in this reality is all stemming from an occult nature. And it sits in the background like this, and allows all the children to run and make noise and think. It allows them to think that they know what's going on through their 5 senses that let you think that you are in control when in reality you are not. So for example, yesterday was supposed to be my birthday, but my personality and my ego align with this body. If I align with it totally, and I think, yes, it is my birthday, and I align with my age of my birth, because my personality and my ego reside in imperfection, my personality wants to see the death of me. So it works really well for the black magician. My personality wants to see the death of me. So what happens is, when I'm putting my age of this vessel into my field and putting my emphasis on it all the time, then what happens is I'm diminishing my avatar lifespan, because what I'm doing is I'm aligning with time, and I'm aligning with the finite transverse wave. It's transverse because it is going up and down, and it controls the material illusion. It creates all the material matter that we see around us, and it also governs the time, but it is finite. The time that we see is nothing but the movement of the magnetic field. A magnetic field moves in a clockwise rotation, and because of that, it is giving us the illusion of time. And also, when you have phi plus phi spinning like this, which is what happens, right, with a hypertrochoid, what happens is, because of this spinning, that is going to give you the illusion of time. The bully torus field is 12 angles of light, 12 angles of light that is constantly moving, and that's what gives us that, which is an illusion, which is an illusory wave, which, like I say, is finite. So I'm just going to quickly start, because I'm doing a lot of syncretism based around word and number. So syncretism with a bit of gematria, alphanumerics. And the reason for that is I was just explaining about the movement of the toroidal field. So the move and the angles of light, the vibration, different vibrations work with that same movement and that angle of light, which is why you have, the do, fe, re, mi, da. So you have your 7, when really there is an 8, but the 8th is an octave, the 7 musical notes. The 8th is the same as the first, so that is what gives us the 7. And then that 7, that vibration also is coming from that light, from the 7 rainbow, the 7-rayed serpent, which is the electromagnetic spectrum, which is the 7-ray Pingala, which is P for 7, which is P for light, which is the light of the magnetic sensors, the magnetic 7 fires that reside within, that are connected to the 7 heavens, which is your etheric body, which comes after the elements, and which is so then you have your etheric body, your astral body, your causal body, and so on and so forth. So you are the micro of the macro, so that is happening externally, but the plasma is the bridge to do that. So let's begin. So here I will just read this. So patience, we'll see where we get. Right. The ancient Kabbalists, Rav Shimon bar Choai, wrote in the Zohar that it was Moses, not God, who parted the Red Sea, allowing the Israelites to narrowly escape the Pharaoh and the Egyptian army. Right. In order to accomplish this miracle, Moses combined the power of certainty with a very powerful spiritual technology. Now, personally, I've already stated in the past, esoteric and occult knowledge. We know when we are decoding this, the parting of the Red Sea. Is the Ida and Pingala that I was speaking about in the previous previous talk, which is the left and the right. So the parting of the Red Sea, I'm just going to be using this one today, is your left and your right hemisphere. Yeah, that is the parting of the Red Sea. And then to walk down that Red Sea is to walk the middle narrow path, which is going to be your Shush Shumna, which is the Shu. In Egyptian cosmology, the Shush Shumna is the bridge holding the sky, which is Nut, our mother, and Geb, the masculine, which is the earth, and Shu is the bridge between them, is holding them like the plasma would be, and that is what Shu is. So here, this is what the parting of the red Sea, yeah, and it is going to be the red, this synonymous with red, because red is, we're going to be talking about the when we're speaking about red, we are always going to be speaking about red shift. Yeah. Because like I say, your heaven and your hell resides within your heaven, and your heaven resides within your hell. So your 6 is in your 9. Your sixes and your 9s are always going to be intertwined together, and they're going to be intertwined, and they will always come out as a one together. Yeah. So here, what we have, yeah. So we've got, in order to accomplish this miracle, Moses combined the power of certainty with a very powerful spiritual technology. He had possession of a formula that literally gave him access to the subatomic realm of nature. The formula Moses used to overcome the laws of nature has been hidden in the Zohar for 2,000 years. This formula is called the 72 names of God. Not names like Betty, Bill, or Barbara, but rather 72 sequences composed of Hebrew letters. Now remember, the Hebrew is H. Yeah, H. Yeah, is the number of renewal, rebirth. It is the number. In some cases, they will say H is the number for the Creator. Is that number? Yeah, H, and that is the case. That is right. H represents the energy. The electromagnetic workings of the field we are in. Your heaven and your hell reside within your H, which is why your H for human, and you are forever, and you have been given the number of renewal and rebirth, yeah, and recycle, reinstate, yeah, that is what you are, yeah, that is who you are, right? Regular, yeah, you're not. You need to be. You can be repaired, right? Which is what we're going to be seeing. So you are continuous, always. The REs are forever present, which is why the royalty will take your RE and then will use that, yeah. And they are calling themselves. They are a ruler, yeah. But her name, the Queen of England, she is called ER. Her surname is not Regina, but she's using Regina for a reason, because REG, the vibration of REG, is very, very powerful and creates magic within this realm, if you understand the nature of this reality. Yeah, and we have not understood it because it has been kept away from us. That's why we're having this with the plasma now. I've been using activated plasma for the past 7 days. Phenomenal. To consider that it's just coming straight, I'm just using CO2 from straight out of the air. I don't need to eat anymore. Right. So, here we are. Right. So, this formula is called the 72 names of God. We've read that bit. Though, this formula is encoded in the literal biblical story of the parting of the Red Sea. Encoded. Story encoded. Yeah. I'll just go back a second, in actual fact, because what I said was, because I jumped in, right, we're saying that, but rather 72 sequences composed of Hebrew letters that have the extraordinary power to overcome the laws of nature in all forms, including human nature. Yeah? Including human nature. We know that the shamans working with the fire, right? It's the plasma. So, though this formula is encoded in the literal biblical story of the parting of the Red Sea, no rabbi, scholar, or priest was aware of the secret. It was known only to a handful of Kabbalists, right? who also knew that when the time was right, the formula would be revealed to the world. To learn how to wield the power of the 72 names together with the purpose of which they can be used, we recommend reading the 72 names of God, Technology of the Soul. If you don't speak or read Hebrew, you can still begin and experience incredible miracles, for example, right? And the reason that I'm reading that is to emphasize the power of the word. The power of the word and the number. Our creative mother and father is speaking to us directly through word and number. The language that we are using is only half built. There's another half, the other half of it isn't there. So we're working with the wrong half. We're supposed to be going from our right, which is it, which is all right, which means that right is going to give you the light. So we are supposed to be working with that right, that right hand hemisphere, in order to access the light. That is the way that it all works. There is nothing else. There is nothing else to that. So we can just then go straight into, into this here, right? So what you have here is I'll use the the PRs, right? I want to go straight into these, right? Into these boards. Speaking of the right and speaking of the left. Now, what I'm going to show here is how through the word, and the vibration, like I say, like I was just saying, how it is all, our story is all interconnected and encased within this word, right? And everything that I say now, I'm going to break this down and you'll see it. I'm speaking about duality. I speak a lot about it to raise awareness of duality and the fact that your duality is an illusion. It is a total and utter illusion. Your heaven and hell reside within. By recognizing your hell will give birth to our heaven, right? And because we do not understand this, it's the reason why we are suffering, right? So I want to explain here. So PR, PR, you'll get prince and you'll get princess because they are using it. The S's, when you get craziness, silliness, loveliness, it's stemming from Asor, right? That's where that comes from. So that's giving you more of. But the S's is the abundance, because the S is going to give you one. The S will give you 1 and 0. The 1 and 0, is the binary. So 1 and 0 is your binary code. When 1 and 0 pull apart, you get artificial behavior. You get confusion. When 1 and 0 come together in union, then you get knowledge and understanding. That's what happens, and you get advancement. You get upgrades, right? So I want to show this. So what happens is this, right? When a P is an R. So what that means is, when I'm saying to you, remember I say P in the alphabet. Remember I said earlier, the parting of the Red Sea gave you left and right and a center. That's what the parting of the Red Sea does. It gives us a left and a right and a center. Right. So here, what you have here, P, remember Pingala, So we have the P, which is the 7, which was the left. And then we R, which was the right, which is the red. And the P, yeah, was commanding the left-hand side of the body, yeah, and that is masculine. That is masculine, yeah. Now, yeah, the right hand side, yeah, was the of the brain is the ida. This is all interchangeable. This is why we are so confused, because we don't realize this. So your P here, your 7 is also your 9. Because look, I've got to only take a P and draw a degree, an angle. And I can guarantee that angle there of that R will probably equate back to 9. Probably equate back to 9. Yeah, probably would. Right. So then what happens is this. So that's telling us that you see your P and your R are interchangeable. So this is why I'm saying your heaven and your hell is interchangeable. The red and the blue are interchangeable. Yeah? So then, if I then go to P, yeah, and 9 are reflective of each other. Look, P and 9, let us P and 9 are reflective of each other. P and 9 are your left and your right hemisphere. Yeah, left and your right hemisphere. Left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Masculine, feminine. Yeah. If you don't have the feminine with the masculine, then you will not have no care. You will not have no care. You will not be able to access true care. Hardly anybody we've been doing. It's only within occulted knowledge that you're going to find this. Yeah, and there's big reason for it. Yeah, partly because it has given us an experience. It has given us an experience which I'm going to break down and show. Right. So, showing us what it's like to be fragmented, to be confused in this, right, from the perspective of an immortal being. But this is how we remember. So, your P and your 9, yeah, are a mirror reflection of each other. Yeah. So, when they are facing each other, when they recognize each other, yeah, when they recognize each other, the 6 and the 9, they come together. But when these are pulling away from each other, the denial of each other. I'm not lustful, no, not me. No. And you tell you something. Everybody's lustful, including me. I'm going to show you why. And our understanding of things goes far deeper than our initial 5 senses. So, for example, like if you pull up a piece of grass, you may think, from a lower perspective, I've just pulled up a piece of grass and that's it. But there is much deeper repercussions that's probably happening deeper within the earth. But your level of understanding doesn't allow you to see this because of the fragmentation within the mind. Yeah. So these have to come together. So when the P and the 9, and that is why the 6 and the 9 here, they look like they even look like a P and a 9. Yeah, that's how it is. So P and the 9, like I say, yeah, come together, and then they will then create a pair. That's going to give you a pair. Yeah, and that when you pair something, yeah, the etymology of the word to pair is to come together. Yeah, and this is what I did on a previous video. I broke open the light of together. Together, because we, yeah, right? We is 1 plus 0. What we is telling you is masculine and feminine. That is why S is breaks down to 1 plus 0. It's masculine and feminine. 1 and 0. Will they come together to unite, to activate the supreme being? All been waiting for you in the words. Whilst you have not remembered, those that do know of the word, yeah, so you see here Phoenician, Phoenician here, purple Phoenician, used to don the colour purples, used to drink blood plasma, but only for themselves and not let you do it. But even though we don't need to drink blood plasma, but what they would have done is, because you are unenlightened, they've just basically showed you how the ionic charge works. Yeah, but they was using it for themselves, donning the colour purple. Yeah, through the plasma. Right. So this is what happens is, so to come together, we got ether. So together means got ether. Got ether. That's what together means, right? And then, so moving forward from that, it also then means pair means married, mated, married, mating. This here is an alchemical wedding. This is an alchemical wedding taking place here between the red and the blue sea here. This is the red and the blue here, and this is the checkerboard. This is the blood on the dance floor of a checkerboard floor that I speak about, because we do not know the difference between right and wrong behaviour, and that's why we say, oh, there is no good or bad. In terms of, oh, so people go, oh, it's good for me to drink tea. It's not right for me to not do this, or it's not right for me to do that. Yeah. So you're doing things. What's happening is, you're doing things because you think that they are right to do, or you are doing things, not doing things because you think that they are wrong to do. Yeah. So they are can be learned behaviors from your personality. So even though you know, yeah, that it's wrong for governments, etc., to lie, yeah, you may still go and support it in some way, because you think that it's right. You've been told that it's right to do that. So therefore, you're not using your own logic on your left brain, yeah, and your own intuition on your right brain to do that. So you are operating from this perspective of artificial behaviour. Yeah, that's how this all works. So let's just re-grab that bud. Right. So yeah. So then that is where the word pair means. The word pair means married and mated. So that is telling you, which is what I've broken down by breaking open the light, is that the P and the R together symbolise married and mated. And that is why your royalty are calling themselves princes and princesses, because they are saying that they are in a stand to unify, to access your supreme state of being. Yeah, or to unify, take away from you. So what they're doing is, by doing that, they are then able to steal your light. This is what is happening. Yeah, that is how all of that works. Right, we'll just pause this a minute.